How you doing? Do not do Saga Sector right now. So, I've been hearing a lot of complaints that Saga Sector is harder than it used to be, and I'm gonna tell you it's not. But before I give you guys the reason, also I want to give you guys why you shouldn't do Saga Sector right now. Is look at this. When you go to milestone 35, which is 13 million, there's this thing right here. Unlock an event where Incursion has glitch summers will have access to a multitude of hacks from Zone 1 and extended zone rewards. So I'm assuming that they're going to extend the rewards up to Zone 25. So that means you would have to go back starting from Zone 1 all the way to Zone 25, I believe, to get rewards. Not only that, they'll give you more access to hacks or more hacks. I don't know exactly, but there's a few things to note though. I do think you do have to hit the minimum of 115,000 points to unlock this, as well as it's going to take at least 10 days. It might take 2 weeks, if not more, when we reach 13 million. So hopefully we can unlock this before the Saga Sector event is over. So I've been, I was going to make a video actually about, people that don't want to use Angela in Incursion, but instead, I'm going to talk about why you should not do Saga Sector right now. So, yes, so a lot of people have been complaining that this Saga Sector is harder than usual. I saw KT1 and Bryce Barsim, and they did out of 6 attempts. Okay, they went back 6 times to do it, and they failed 6 times. Okay, and the farthest I think they gone through, both of them out of 6 attempts was Zone 13. So, and these guys are not your average players. These are like the top 1% players in the world. So for them to struggle is pretty crazy. So I've always said in the past that when it comes to Incursion, when you go past Zone 25, it's the hardest game mode in MTOC, okay? Harder than Necropolis. I know I mentioned that before and then somebody thought it was crazy, but dude, Zone 13, what is that like? A million health pool, like 100,000 attack, maybe less. I mean, I fought opponent over what 6 million health, like 6.3 million health Rintra with 350,000 attack. Okay, imagine fighting Rintra with that much health and attack with nodes without hacks. Okay, with even with hacks, people are struggling just to get to zone 15, and you're fighting an opponent with like a million health pool with 100k attack. You know, so just think about that. So uh, I was gonna say, why KT1 and Bryce Parsham didn't, you know, be able to pass on 15. Like I said, well, one thing is, I was gonna say they didn't use Angela, okay, but before I do, so I was gonna say I've only seen MSD that did it itemless solo, not surprise. But he was using rank 3 7 stars and rank 4 7 stars. And I also seen Silent 420 Knight was using a 7 star rank 2 Angela. Not surprised either. Like I said, you just use Angela. They did it both itemless. When it comes to Silent Knight 420 using a 7 star rank 2 Angela, uh, he did pretty much solo every fight with Angela. Okay, he did die once, with Angela. I think that fight could have been soloable, but overall he played very well, definitely above average when it comes to Silent Night 420. So I was gonna say, what they should just use Angela. I know KT1 didn't use Angela, but then on his third attempt, when it comes to Bryce Barsham, he did use Angela, but there is a problem about this, about Angela that he used. As you can see here, he failed to dex Cosmic Ghost Rider Special 1, and he has Incinerate on. So why does he have Incinerate on? Well, because her Angela is unawakened. Okay, and I've said this many times in my channel. I would rather have a max 6 star Angela than an unawakened 7 star rank 4 Angela because of this. Okay, and not only that she's unawakened, She's using a rank 1 Angela. A rank 1 Angela has a lower uh, power rating than a 6-star rank 5 Angela. Unawakened. I mean, unascended. So, very low rank Angela, okay? She's using a very low rank Angela and she's unawakened, okay? So, why? I've said this before, just in case you don't know, I'm just gonna show you why it's important to have Angela awaken. Here you go. I'm gonna use my 6-star. So like look at my 6-star. Why is it important? So when it comes to Angela, let's look at the second bulletin board or the third bulletin point. Damaging debuff duration is reduced for each buff on Angela. So once you have 3 buffs with Angela, if you have her max sig, she pretty much immune to damage over time. Okay? That's why you really want Angela awaken and preferably at max sig. Not only that, she can be immune to nullify and can counter auto block if she was awakened and really preferably at max sig. That's why you really would rather have. I told him, Bryce Parsham, max sig 6-star Angela is better than an awakened 7-star rank 4. So there you go. So you also had an opportunity to revive Angela, and what did he do? He revived Sentry instead. Usually I would just say facepalm, but I actually don't mind this choice. Well, first of all, obviously because Angela is an awaken, and this is only zone 9, I believe, or zone 10, so it's really not that much ramp up when it comes to Angela. This is just with Odin synergy, you're only gonna see a tiny fraction of Angela's power here. Okay, and plus he has awakened and what do you call this? And look what happened the next he awakens Sentry, okay, and look at what happens in the next fight. He gets KO. Like caramba. So as you can see, this would not happen right here. You see how there's an incinerate on Angela? If she was at max sig, or even like how many buffs he has? He has so many buffs, right? Even like sig 20 Angela would this you would not see that incinerate on Angela, okay? So because she would be immune to it. So what else? So yeah, so he's using a 6-star Sentry, but I believe this should be max sig, and a 6-star rank 5 is higher rank than a 7-star rank 1. So I actually don't mind this choice to revive Sentry instead, because Angela's undupe. Also, obviously, because it's only zone 10. But, I wouldn't choose Sentry over Angela. Uh, Sentry is just not my type of playstyle. I don't really like his playstyle. I know the best player. I've seen the best players in the world, like MSD, use Sentry, and they do really well. But as an average player, I just don't really like his playstyle. It's very, I don't even know what to call it, but I don't like it. So yeah, I don't mind his choice, but as you could see, what happened next? The next fight, ay caramba, oh well. So he ended up failing. I think this is his third attempt. So why is that? Is Saga Sector harder than before? And the answer is no. And I've said this in my Angela video when it comes to my top picks for the Saga Sector. They nerfed the hacks, okay? And some hacks they nerfed to the ground. Just in case you don't know what nerf to the ground is, let me just show you. So if you're not sure what nerf to the ground meaning is, it's basically saying something that has been significantly weakened or reduced in power. It implies a drastic reduction in effectiveness, rendering something much less powerful than it was before. Okay. Kabam, I think a lot of people don't know that the hacks have been nerfed because Kabam is not an honest, transparent company. I mean, I know it because I play Incursion all the time, but it is unfortunate. It is what it is. Uh, I think if we can even acknowledge that they nerfed the hacks from Kabam, that is a W. That is like, yeah, okay. That's like your expectation when it comes to Kabam is so low that just accepting that they nerfed it would be a W. Like, wow, that'd be like impressive, But some hacks they nerf to the ground. Not just nerf. There's a difference between nerf and nerf to the ground. And Kabam could, you know, might even deny. The crazy part is Kabam might even deny they nerfed the hacks. Okay, either they don't know what a nerf is or they just delusional. But if they can just say that they nerfed it as like not even say not nerfed to the ground, I would be like, okay, fine, you know. But let me just tell you why it's nerfed to the ground. Okay, not just nerf. I'm gonna show you some gameplay. What I mean, just to show you that Incursion have the hardest fights in the game. Just try to do this with any champion with hacks, okay? This fight is going to be very hard, okay? Uh, Aggression regeneration, polka dot power, mixed master, over 4 million health. Do you know how crazy that aggression regeneration is? With 4 million health, over 4 million health, it's gonna be crazy. And this is a 5-star Angela, okay? So they nerf defense cascade. Let's just talk about that after this gameplay, okay? And Angela makes this look like Act 2, dude. Okay, so that was pre-nerf hacks with Angela. Okay, that's pre-nerf hacks Angela. This is no, not this one. This is nerf Angela. Okay, this is nerf hacks Angela. As you can see, tyranny, and it's pretty much the same. The other one has polka dot power, but I didn't get any power. This is tyranny with less attack, less health pool against Gwenpool, who's not that hard to defend. I'm not even gonna go through the whole thing. So shoot. So Gwenpool was pretty passive here, so I think this fight could have been like 5 or maybe even 6 seconds faster. But you could see what the health pool was, what, 1.4 million. Then this is a 6-star too. This is the nerf version of Angela. Okay, 42 seconds. All right, 42 seconds compared to what? How long does that take? Oh, 4 million health as well compared to 1.4 million health. Okay. Oh shoot, come on. Okay, this is pre-nerf Angela. 13 seconds. If you don't think that's not nerf to the ground, I have no idea. What I have no idea what to tell you, okay? So this let me talk about defense cascade. So okay, we'll talk about defense cascade later, but let's talk about this one. Uh this is pre-nerf Angela, okay? So let's take a look at it. I'm not gonna go through the whole thing. All right, this fight is almost over. Can you believe that? Pretty much almost 100% health, and this fight is almost over. Doof, 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 doof. Did you see that? This is pre-nerf Angela. Okay, Angela could not do that anymore. Okay, so what caused this thing? All right, what caused this? How can Angela do this pre-nerf? Okay, so let's talk about hacks that they nerfed to the ground. So let's see if I have it. It's a screenshot. I don't need that. So, oh, it's not here. Shoot. Ah, shoot. Okay, I found it. It's right here. So, as you see here, how many Furies I have? I have 26 Furies, okay? With Nerf Angela, you cannot get more than 10 Furies from Tide of Combat. And also here, as you could see, it's the 10 hit. So what does that mean? Why is it so big deal if it was the 10 hit? Let me see if I can find it. Right here. When it comes to keep it going, it's been nerfed to the ground. Okay? So every 10 hits, this is pre-nerf. Every 10 hits, the attacker's combo meter applies an armor break debuff on the defender, equal to 60% of their attack rating for 10 seconds. Okay? 60% of their attack rating. Okay? So for every 10 hits. Let's look at the Rhino fight. I do have it, right? Let's see. Where is it at? Is it this one? Yeah. Look at that. Was it? 363. Okay. What is that? Let me do the math. I can't do math. That's like 200,000 armor rating reduction. That's how he was able to do that. 93 million damage. Not to mention, what did she have? 26 Fury buffs, she cannot have that anymore. And the, was it 200k hero? What is it called? I forgot. Reduce armor rating. That's how she's able to do that. She cannot do that anymore. Okay, she is pretty much nerfed to the ground because they nerfed those hacks. She can't even do like 1 in 100 of that attack. Okay, as a 5-star, I would be surprised she can do 1 million. 1 million damage from a medium attack. Keep in mind that was a medium attack. Okay, so what else? So this is pre-nerf. Keep that in mind. You can see that I have 64 fury buffs. You cannot get that anymore in Incursion. Okay, they nerf title combat to the ground. Okay, look at this damage. 4 million damage. Okay, 4 million damage from hemostatic charge. So this is hemostatic charge and title combat combined, but they nerfed title combat, so you're not gonna see this damage anymore. Okay, this is a 5-star. Let's just go. Oh man, let's go to the gameplay. So here, did you see that? I know it was kind of fast, but this is a 5-star rank 5, not ascended by the way, and no damage mastery. Oh no, I do have running damage. Okay, fine. I'm running damage mastery. All right. So, but this is 5-star rank 5, not ascended. Again, with class disadvantage. Okay, with class disadvantage, and you're gonna see how much damage it's gonna do when it comes to the power sting. Did you see that? Over 4 million. Okay, 4 million. You're just not going to see that anymore. Okay, this is a 5-star rank 5, not ascended with class disadvantage. You know, a 6-star, max 6-star rank 5 ascended, dead for exports with class advantage and damage mastery. We're not going to be able to do that. Okay, maybe a 7-star rank 4 with damage mastery and class advantage can do that, but not definitely not with a 6-star. Okay, that's how they nerf Incursion to the ground, because you saw that earlier, right? Okay, so let's go to the game. So is Incursion harder? No. I'm just gonna answer that. Why is it feels like it's harder? Because they nerf some hacks to the ground. Okay, so look at special counter. I know I've said this before, and when it comes to the Angela video, but power sting, you used to be able to inflict 3 of them. You could inflict 3 of them. No, when it comes to special counter, okay, before, when a power sting is triggered, you get, right now you get 1 prowess, right? Before it used to be 3 prowess if you have a relic. Not only that, it didn't have a limit, so you can get up to 50, 60 what do you call that, prowess from this hack. Okay, now it's only a max stack of 10 and you can only get 1 at a time. So when it comes to special counter, that's been nerfed to the ground. Title combat also has been nerfed to the ground, as you can see here. Max stack of 10. As you saw earlier, with Deadpool, I had 64 fury buffs. Here you can only get 10, and the most you can get 4 at a time. So they nerf special counter and title combat to the ground. What else? What other hacks did they nerf? So let's go. Oh shit. Oh yeah, we can do that later. We should be able to look at defense cascade here. So yeah, it's right there. Good. So when it comes to keep it going, I already mentioned it. They nerfed it to the ground. It's not as strong as it used to be. Buff Cornucopia, I wouldn't say necessarily it's been nerfed to the ground, but it's been nerfed, because as you can see here, now you can only get a max stack of 10 Buff Cornucopia with Hella. Wow. And other champions too, like with Buff Cornucopia. Wow, you can get maybe 30 to 40 buffs at a time with this hack. Now it's only a max stack of 10. So not, I would say definitely at least a nerf, maybe even say nerf to the ground when it comes to Buff Cornucopia. Keep it going, as already mentioned, that was been nerfed to the ground. Strategic movement has been nerfed to the ground. Before, Oh, wow, they fixed it. No way. They brought back strategic movement. Okay. Uh, Before, strategic movement was nerfed, and then it's back to what it used to be. Okay, that's really good. So, not surprisingly, they brought back the old strategic movement. Before, when it comes to strategic movement, it used to just they nerfed it. It was like 50% attack increase. Now they brought it back to what it used to. Wow, that's good. At least that's a positive. Okay, and that's really it. They nerfed strategic movement, but somehow they brought back the old one. I'm not really sure why. When it comes to Barb Cornucopia, they definitely nerfed it because they now have a limit of max attack of 10. Definitely debatable if it's been nerfed to the ground. Keep it going, without a doubt. That's been nerfed to the ground. As I mentioned, what do you call that? Special counter should be here, right? Yeah, special counter has been nerfed to the ground. Defense Cascade, when it comes to Angela, it's been nerfed for her. I wouldn't necessarily say nerf to the ground. Maybe that's debatable for sure. But I think I'm not too upset about Defense Cascade because uh, it really benefits other champions in the game. Okay, but really, especially for Angela, and really, I think any champion that has an armor buff, this hack has been nerfed. What I mean by that, when it comes to defense cascade, especially for Angela, why it's been nerfed, when a defender is knocked down by a special attack. So keep in mind, a special attack. Okay, they're inflicted with a stun debuff. Okay, for 5 seconds. This ability has a cooldown, so if you have an armor buff, it's reduced. Uh, a minimum of 5 seconds though. So why is this such a nerf for Angela? Let me just show you another video. So this is why they nerfed Defense Cascade to Angela. This is polka dot power. This is different from tyranny, but in this situation, it is pretty much tyranny. Come on, show me the. There you go. So you see here, it has polka dot power. So Angela can get by polka dot power with rage into combat. She can still gain power, but not with tyranny. In this case, I don't have that hack, rage into combat, so the entire time I will not have power. And look at his health pool, it's 2.7 million. It's actually more than that. It's over 2.7 million. And keep in mind, this is a 5-star. Okay, with a 3-star Tor Relic. It's also one against Rhino. That was a 5-star with a 3-star Tor Relic that did over 93 million with a medium attack. That's how badly they nerf Angela to the ground. So here, right here, before all you had to do was hit the opponent and they'll be stunned. And here I cannot throw a special attack with Angela because of polka dot power, and I don't have rage into combat. So this is pretty much tyranny mode for Angela. Shit, 2.7 million health in 10 seconds. She cannot do this anymore with defense cascade uh because they changed it. I don't really would say consider it's a nerf. It is a nerf to Angela. You can even argue it's nerf to the ground to Angela, but overall, I'm not too disappointed about the hack being changed when it comes to defense cascade. But really, overall, what is it? Keep it going. Title combat, special counter. Those hacks have been nerfed to the ground. And I think you can definitely make an argument for Bob Cornucopia has been nerfed to the ground. I definitely, obviously, it's still nerfed for sure. And then Defense Cascade, you could definitely say it's been nerfed for Angela. For other champions, not so much. I think it's better for other champions, so I don't mind at all. So yeah, so why do you think Incursion is harder? Because they just nerfed the hacks. That's all I can say. Thank you.